Hey everybody, good Friday evening. It is Sunday. Friday, it's Sunday. What am I talking about? It's just been one of those weeks. I'm going to actually shut this off because this is giving me some crazy stuff going on here. Let's just turn this over here. There we go. Well, I hope everyone is having a great evening, ready to start the week. And we have a lot to go into with Gala, so be ready. We're going to have a good time. Let me know that you're here and where you're from. And we are going to get started talking about Gala Games and their V2 upgrade. Now, it's been a hectic week with everything happening, with everything going on with Gala, and everyone's trying to make sure that they get their their Gala and which one is which. Hey Mike, thanks for joining, man. I'm glad you're here. But isn't it been crazy? It's been a crazy week for Gala and a crazier week for us. How many ibuprofen have you guys sucked down this week? Just a few? Okay, good. All right, I'm glad. So a few things as we kind of dive into what's going on. Obviously, the Gala V2 upgrade has occurred. It's came and went, and now we're kind of dealing with the aftermath of what's going on with everyone trying to figure out what contract or what Gala is theirs. Old Gala, new Gala. I've got two contracts going on at the same time and the same value. Which one is which? And I get it. It can be a little frustrating. I also have to be transparent here. I had put the majority of mine on. I was curious on the Gala on my account, in my inventory on my Gala account. So I really didn't have to worry about a lot of the issues that you guys are facing right now, because it was just a really simple switch. It was just like someone went in, took one cookie out, put another one right back in again. So, oh, cool. And remember, let me know you're here. Now, this is where I've been trying to do as best I can to navigate everyone and help and share as much information as I could be finding in regards to how to figure out what's what. I know that some wallets, I think like Ledger, and I did a video yesterday regarding Ledger support. You can go back and check that out. That actually has steps so you can figure out what the hell Gala you actually have. So if you haven't checked that out, you may want to do that after the live stream. Don't go away yet, but just remember that. And I'm going to do what I can to keep finding out information for you guys. And if you guys have new info, post it in the comments. Post it here. Post it in one of the videos, and I'll share it. Put it in. I think you can put it in. We have a community tab. Let's really. By the way, before I go any further, guys. That community tab on YouTube, I haven't utilized it to the most that it can be. I think there's a lot of things that we can do with that, and I'm really trying to find the best way for us to all communicate when we're not here, when we're not doing these live streams, because I think I want to create a community of family where we are all in it together, where we're all going forward as a group and not just individuals. And I think having some solidarity and having, if you have, right now, and I'm grateful, we have 477 family members. Most people call them subscribers, but that's too impersonal. You guys are family members to me. You have 477 right now anyway. We're going to grow, but 477 different assets at our disposal that we can kind of work from each other. So I want to find a way, and I'm working towards that to see what's going to be the best way for us to be able to do that and share knowledge. Because again, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't pretend to know everything, and I'm certainly not a coder. I'm not a developer. I'm not any of that. But my goal is to help people, and if you ask me a question, and if I don't know the answer, I'm going to do my best to kind of find it. And again, always taking, of course, we always, and I did a video about this yesterday. If you haven't seen it, I maybe stirred up a little bit of stuff, but I'll talk about that later. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put this so Mike, so everyone who's here can see what Mike was saying. Ledger does not support the V2 yet, per their Twitter account. I hope they will. Okay, Mike, they will. Just give it some time. Do you currently have it on Twitter right now? Do you have your or Twitter? Do you have your Gala on Ledger? Did they give you any recommendations? Like, can you transfer that to, say, Binance? Maybe Binance may be able to help. Maybe contact Binance support and say, if you have a Binance account or another exchange that has Gala, or okay, maybe also you can if you have a Gala account, you have an inventory with Gala ETH, maybe you can put it there. I would suggest for anyone who's considering that, never transfer. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, let me say this. I'm never going to tell you to buy, sell, hold any crypto project. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, and we're all intelligent human beings and we get it. But it's a good idea to not send all of your crypto when you're doing a transfer, especially for the first time. So unless you have that, whitelisted, you have your address from your Gala account already in there where for a fact it works. Maybe try transferring a little bit over and see what that does, or reach out to Gala support, Discord. And I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to talk about a few things tonight, guys. I'm going to talk about Discord. I'm going to talk about a Gala account. I'm going to talk about Mayhem. I'm going to talk about where we are with the V2 upgrade. I'm going to talk about what I've been seeing, which is, I think, a little disturbing on YouTube regarding Gala, and I addressed it yesterday. So, and whatever questions or comments or concerns you have, feel free. And this is an open forum to everybody. If you disagree with me, it's okay to disagree but not be disagreeable. So if you want to disagree with me, absolutely. I don't want yes people in here. You know what I mean? We all are, again, when you're on my channel, when you're here on our channel, we're all intelligent human beings who have a mind, who think, who are not, we're not sheep. Right? We think for ourselves, we're intelligent, and so I think it's important that we all treat each other that way. So when we are disagreeing, make sure you back it up with whatever kind of facts you have. And we want to make sure that we're respecting everyone's point of view and everyone's opinion. Again, that's really important. We want to have an open discourse. We want to have an open conversations. I'm just here sharing knowledge. And I'm not saying that 100% of my information may be 100% right, but I want to do my best. So, hey D, so that's going to be the focus. So what we're going to do before we get started, I just want to take a look here. I know this is a big deal for a lot of people. My cold wallet, I had to go and change the Gala contract address to the new. Yeah, that worked, right? You just went imported you put the new one in. I'm thinking that's probably what everyone's going to be needing to do. Try to confirm if you can with whatever support you have. If you have a Ledger, or if you have, you're on MetaMask. On MetaMask, you might be able to. Okay, good. All right, guys. You know what? I'm going to put this back up again, D, because I think everyone needs to see this. All right, so go and change your Gala contract address to the new address. All right, I've been recommending to people that they do that, especially if you have MetaMask and it's not getting updated. You can just go in there and import that token. You can import the new address and it'll bring that new token in. But good. Thanks for giving us the heads up on that. hopefully this helps. Hey James, what's happening? Okay, good. So basically what D is saying here is once he did that, I showed my Gala and the value. Okay, good. All right. Good. I'm really glad to hear that. And it's going to get sorted out, everybody. Don't worry. We want to make sure that we don't do anything that's, you get like from some weird support that you never reached out to. You got to migrate all your tokens over here. It's about contract addresses, guys. You don't really have to migrate anything. Be very careful of scams because they have been out full force. It's relentless. And, if you want to find out how relentless it is, go on Twitter and type in Gala support or Gala, and you will get like a whole list of like scam Gala accounts asking you to do this and do that and reach out to our supports and everything else. James is not messing around. All right, you want to go there? All right, let's go there. Okay, James is saying, what do you think the all-time high will be? Well, remember the all-time high was 83 cents. Now, I believe that... Oh, BC Vol. Okay, good. So, we are in a rough patch right now. We are in the midst of a bear market. This is a tough one, guys. I don't care if you're in crypto, you're in stocks. It doesn't matter. This is a tough market that we're in and a tough cycle we're in. The exciting thing is it gives us the chance to accumulate and to create more. And then towards the end of still stick around for this, because at the end I'm going to share something that I'm doing too, and I'm kind of working it out, but don't let me forget. Actually, I'm going to make a note because I don't want to forget. I'm putting it big letters on my notepad here. Yeah. If I miss this, I need to get new glasses. I need to get new glasses anyway. So, the all-time high was around 83 cents. That was before we had all the Gala film and the Gala music and all these different things, the partnerships, and also, we're also going to talk, that same Mayhem? Yes, we're going to talk about Mayhem too, and I'll tell you what that's about. But this was before we had all these different things in place, all these different pieces in place. Now we've got the film segment. We got the music segment. I mean, we got the games. I mean, it's like a trifecta. 1, 2, 3, everything. So I think that we will, in the next bull run, we'll blow away our all-time high. I suspect, I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm going to say between $1 and $1.50 conservative. That's I actually did a video about this, and I actually said between $1 and $1.50. Now, Mike is saying maybe $3. Boy, wouldn't that be nice, right? Wouldn't that be good? But that's kind of my... Again, and I don't have any inside information. I don't know anyone at Gala. I'm not even on the radar screen. But what in my research that I've been seeing, and especially now with this token burn. Now, I know the price is down, right? Let's see. I'm going to take a look right now. I'm going to take a look and see where we are. Making sure you guys can't see my screen. Okay, there we go. We are, I'll tell you right now, and you guys probably gonna beat me. All right, we're 2.96 cents, so we are under 3 cents. Now, yeah, good job, man. You guys are fast. Hey, Ron, thanks. I'm glad you're here, man. But this is a great buying opportunity. I bought in when I first got into Gala, I bought in at $1.95. So it was just under 2 cents when I bought in back in December of 21, I think it was. So I'm actually thinking, hey, Levon, aloha, man. Glad you're here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, between $1, $1.50 conservative. That's a conservative guesstimate. If it goes higher, fantastic. But I think the next bull run, and it very well could, because I think Web3 gaming is going to be huge, and I think Gala, in my view, is positioning themselves to be the leaders. So that's what I'm thinking. $1.50 in my mind, minimum. There we go. But it depends. See, here it is. There's a lot of, but you can never tell. There's a lot of variables involved. Maybe they add another partnership and they get more adoption somewhere, and that changes things. I'm sure within the next 3 months I'll be doing another one with this, because I did that video before they announced the V2 upgrade, and or I should say the upgrade's no longer V2 anymore. The upgrade and all that. So we'll see. All right, man, you guys are beating me to the punch over here. All right, so are we going to go there now? Are we going to go into that now? All right, so it's May Mayhem. Does anyone here know what May Mayhem is? Obviously, Levon does. And Levon, I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Levon, like 2 E's, or is it? I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. So if I'm not, just let me know. I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. And that goes for everyone here too. Dude, guys, when I lived in Hawaii for 20 years, when I first moved there, coming from the Northeast, a lot of vowels, a lot of AE. Okay, great. Okay, good. Just checking. I want to make sure. So May Mayhem is every May they have, I think pretty much every damn game is, there's play tests going on. You got Miranda's. I think, what else? You have, let's see here. I'm going to look. Yes. See, I wasn't going to, one of my favorite drummers from the band, Levon, right? Is that his first name, last name? Great drummer. Anyway, but I was looking here at the games that are going on right now, and it's just, it's crazy. Here we go. So, Townstar, Spider Tanks, Champions Arena, Grit. Has anyone played Grit yet? I haven't played Grit. That sounds awesome. I love like a Western style kind of shoot 'em game, I think. Echoes of Empire, Miranda's, Meow Match. All right, so that's a funky little mobile game. I'm not sure if any of you guys, I have it on my phone. Okay. I have Meow Match on my phone that I play it every now and then. And what's happening this month is if you keep playing, they're saying there's the possibility that you can get like a little fuzzy cat or something out of it. Probably an NFT. So it's probably going to be one of those things that you just kind of play. But a lot of these games, you just... Did I just say that? That's messed up. Anyway, May Mayhem. Now, again, those of you who are watching, I hope you're watching anyway. Oh, nice. Now, we've got like a select few people comment. I want everyone to say hi. If you are watching right now and you are part of this live stream, you are family. Whether you subscribe or not right now, you are still part of our family. So say hi. Let us know you're here. Give us a thumbs up. Do whatever. And let me know you're here. Hey, Mike. Mike's back again. Mike's saying hi. Mike, give me a smiley face. Hey, Ron. There we go. Now we're talking. Who else is here? We got Ron. We got Mike, Levon. Who else? Come on. Bring it on. Let's know. Let's see what's going on. Martin. Hey, Martin. Thanks, man. I'm glad you're here. We are... Let's see here. Oh, dude, you're awesome. Yeah, please hit that like button if you're digging what we're doing right now. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate you putting that out there. See, it sounds better not coming from me. It's kind of like I'll tell you something funny. If you guys have watched any of my videos lately, probably the past couple of months, if you notice something, very rarely, if ever, Awesome. Thanks, Levon. I appreciate you, man. I really don't ask for subscribers in my videos. I've had people tell me, oh, you really should ask. I said, well, you know what? I have a subscriber button on the bottom. And if people are intelligent people, right? We are all intelligent people. So if someone likes what someone else is doing, do they need to be told to? Maybe I'm wrong with this, but I just don't like putting out there like, hey, subscribe to my channel, blah 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 blah. So if you like doing it, great, I appreciate it. James. Oh, nice, man. Oh God, this could be a 4-hour live stream. It won't be because my wife will absolutely kill me, but it could be because there is so much. So, all right, let's do this. Now, again, if you guys have questions at all, I will answer. But what I want to do is, anyone here a part of May Mayhem? I know, who's that? Levon was saying playing Mirandus. Who else? Anyone here? I kind of want to shift away a little bit for now with the V2 stuff because we're like, ugh. But let's kind of get into some fun stuff a little bit, and then we can come back. But who here is being part of May Mayhem, playing any of the games? Let me know if you are, because I'm curious to see, like with Grit. Like I haven't seen Grit. Now, as far as I know, there is not a playtest for the Walking Dead Empires. Man, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That's the kind of game it reminds me. It reminds me playing the Walking Dead Empires. The last playtest that they had, there was a game called Diablo. I loved that game. I used to play it with my brother. Like, I was living in Hawaii, and he would be living in Vermont, and so we would play Diablo together. He would be, of course, it was a 6-hour time difference, and when I'm playing the Walking Dead Empires, that's what that reminded me of playing Diablo with my brother. So I have definitely an affection for Walking Dead. Oh man, everyone's on it. Now, here's something that I want to kind of get happening, and I just want to kind of get this out of the way now so we can move forward. So I'm not sure if you guys have been seeing, and I wasn't planning on doing a video about it yesterday, but I just felt I was compelled to do it, regardless of how many views it got, regardless of what kind of backlash it got. I just needed to speak my truth and just communicate how I was feeling. There's videos out there where people are coming out, like people on YouTube channels, saying how Gala is a scam and it's a rug pull. And I could only sit through about 3 to 4 minutes of one video, and it made me nauseous because this person, unfortunately, was not informed and didn't take the time to do any kind of research at all, in my view. And I started going down the rabbit hole a little bit. I said, wait a minute, if this guy's doing it, like calling Gala a scam, creating FUD, then maybe other people have. Yeah, man, you're welcome. And I saw that, and it was Saturday morning, and my band had canceled. We had canceled practice because we got our EP coming out on Friday, everybody. So, by the way, just so you know, I'm not going to have a live stream on Thursday night. I'm going to be at a listening party. My band and our EP is coming out on Friday, so it's going to be on Spotify and Apple Music and all that kind of stuff. Ask me after that, and I'll tell you more about it. But I'm not going to be live streaming on Thursday, but I'll be here tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7:30. So Sundays from 7 until whenever. And then Monday, during the week, it'll be basically, I'll be doing 5 nights a week, guys. 5 nights a week. Sunday through Thursday will be my live stream nights. And Monday through Thursday will be from 7:30 until whenever. Fridays or excuse me, Sundays are a little bit earlier, unless there's an event or something that happens. I'll let you guys know, but I'll be putting everything out so you can mark in your calendars, and you'll see it. Sunday through Monday, or Sunday through Thursday, just to give you guys a heads up. Except for this Thursday, did I confuse you guys enough? Jesus. All right. So anyway, so basically, I came out and I listed the main reason that I think these individuals were doing it is because Coinbase, they obviously don't know how, unfortunately, how blockchain works, how exchanges work, how crypto works. Because Coinbase delisted Gala, it put the focus on saying Gala was a scam. And it really made no sense to me. And I got thinking about it. And the reason they were saying is because people had lost money on Coinbase because they didn't pull their money out, and Gala should make it right and pay these people back. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Are you kidding me? So of course I had to go on and do a counter argument, and I was communicating about how I feel Gala absolutely is not a rug pull, which is what they were saying. Someone else posted, and I'm not sure if it was anybody here, I can't remember, and I apologize. If someone said, well, obviously whoever was doing these videos doesn't know what a rug pull actually is. And by no means, and I'm not going to call anyone out, and I'm not slamming them, they'd be really nice people, but again, if you're not giving out the right information, especially now, it's detrimental. It's detrimental to the people investing, because now they're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. It's like you're not giving people accurate information when the accurate information is very accessible. It's tough on the investor who's, got their Gala. It's tough on the project because then all of a sudden it creates FUD, and it also makes unfortunately the person creating the video look bad because they're not informed. They didn't take the time to do proper research, or they had an axe to grind. And yeah, Ron, I'm going to come back to that in a second. But yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. But so I wanted, and also, if it was a rug pull, if anyone's watching now who is maybe on that kind of like fence, if it was a rug pull, basically what would have happened is the developers, everyone in Gala, would have taken their, nearly 21 billion tokens from their reserves and sold them. Not burned them. They burned their own reserves. They did not put them out and sell them out to put them out to market. They burned them. And a rug pull, right, guys? And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. They're going to put them out and just dump them all. This is why Gala did what they did in the first place, to avoid this type of scenario where people thinking, oh, they can just dump their tokens at any time. Once it reaches critical mass, they'll just dump it. They did not do that. They burned them. $637 million, right? Is that right, Mike? Over $637 million worth of Gala token. Which, who does that? I don't know of any project that's done that. I've never heard of that. Maybe there has been, but for them to do that, and that's what drove me to say, wait a minute, there needs to be a counter argument here, because if I saw something that I wasn't digging on, oh yeah, right, 20.9. So Mike has given us basically a number. So here it is, and that's the amount that they burned, and they did it in a few different stages. They burned 2 billion, which was, and I think initially they were going to do, that was their initial burn, was 2 billion for the year, I think. 500 million per quarter. Is that right? And then they just went nuts and they burned some more, like just under 4 billion. And then they burned another, 15 billion. So that took money basically out of their pockets. Now, I know they're fine. I'm sure they're totally they're in good shape. But the point being, that money just went into the ether, disappeared. It's back in the blockchain. It's in a dead wallet. And I was like, you can go look on Etherscan and you can find it. Right? You can go find those burned tokens. So that was another very simple fact that could have been communicated, and it wasn't. So I try to tell people, and I'm kind of, I come with compassion, but I'm blunt too. We are responsible. We are in cryptocurrency. This is not the stock market. This is a fast pace. 10% in the stock market is a year. 10% in crypto is a day, plus or minus. If you get into, it's like when you get on the Autobahn, you better keep up. If you're not driving 120 miles an hour, man, you're going to get ran over. So when you're in the crypto space, regardless if you're on a centralized exchange, you need to be really paying attention and staying on top of what's going on. When I had stocks, when all I did was I invested in stocks, like I know, like nothing happened fast. Like I could check on one project, okay, all right, how's this stock doing? Okay, good. And I'd forget about it for a week. I'd look on Yahoo Finance or Bloomberg or whatever I was looking. All right, nothing, and then move on. With crypto, there's so much stuff going on that you really cannot afford, regardless if you're in a centralized exchange, to be asleep at the wheel. Now, am I bummed out for the people that lost out on Coinbase because they didn't move their tokens? I absolutely am. And I am not busting their chops. I'm just a little pissed off at the fact that you have people coming out basically deflecting the blame away from where it should be put, and not even blame, but the accountability. They're transferring the accountability from where it should be to someone who's not has to do with it. And it's not Gala's fault, honestly. It's not Coinbase's fault. Now, I think, and I'm going to go back because, let's see, Mike, did you say this? I want to scroll back up because I think, let's see here, Mike. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, Ron. So basically, Ron is saying that Coinbase really, right, they're customers. I would agree with you. However, I do think that they had given enough notice for people. Like, I was not happy. I'm like, how can Coinbase, the only crypto exchange, not support this upgrade? Everybody else is. Kraken, KuCoin, Binance, Crypto.com, Gemini, Uphold. I mean, it's endless. Everybody else is like, yeah, no problem. We'll support it. It's all good. Except for Coinbase. So that really kind of tweaked me. But there was notice. They did let everyone know about 2 weeks in advance. So there was notification. And myself, and I'm sure a ton of other people on YouTube, were posting about that. And also on Gala, just letting everyone know, hey, Coinbase will not support, as of the 12th of May, you're not going to be able to really do really much of anything with it. And then on the 15th, you're going to have zero because the snapshot happens and then you're really out of luck if you didn't move it. So I've had people on our channel who have commented about Coinbase, and I've asked them, well, when did you move your Gala? Oh, I moved it on the 16th, or I moved it a day or two ago. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. I mean, there's nothing. It's not Coinbase's fault. It's not Gala's fault. Unfortunately, it was for whatever reason, and there could be multitudes of reasons, health issues, other things. So I'm not blaming people for doing it. I just don't think it's fair to put blame on, with anything, individuals, a group, multiple groups, for something that really had nothing to do with them. So that's kind of what I did. I posted that like a 13-minute video yesterday, and I've gotten some good feedback, but it wasn't really about that. It was about having that counter argument of why Gala is not a scam, why it's not a rug pull. Because look, if it was a rug pull, they would have dumped all their tokens and walked off with millions, and they'd be set for life. Generational wealth would have been created, right? $637 million, they would have been good. So, but they didn't do that. And they've got such a tremendous infrastructure. This is not a community. No offense, anyone here who has community tokens. I'm not blasting it, but I've seen a lot of rug pulls and slow rug pulls by community projects, community tokens, community projects started off and then they go in like within seconds. That's why I don't do it. It's too volatile, and I'd rather take my money and put it into like something that I know is going to be around for a while. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, good. Yeah, me too. I had the majority of mine on Coinbase because I was accumulating, and as soon as basically that came out, I sat back and I'm like, all right, where do I want to put them? Because I have multiple wallets all wherever. What do I want to do with this? And I said, you know what? I'm going to put some here. I'm going to put some there. And I'm going to put some on the Gala website and see what happens. Sure enough, seriously, the snapshot was taking about 1:45 Pacific Standard Time on Monday, the 15th. By 10 a.m. on Tuesday, I had my V2 upgrade. It was like that. So that made it really easy. I didn't have to worry a lot about things that you guys are worrying about. So, and I totally get it. I'd be that way too. I've been there. I've been in situations where, what's going on. So anyway, I wanted to kind of just address that little bit of an elephant in the room just to keep people posted. Oh, and one other thing, and then I'm going to move on. The idea that Gala also flipped the bill for this upgrade also went by the wayside too. People don't get when you have to swap a token. All right, those of us who have done it before, what happens? Company comes out, they set up a website, you've got a certain date to do it, and then now what you got to do is you got to take your whatever crypto XYZ, you have to transfer it to this website, whatever, then you have to swap it, then you have to get it back out, and all this you're paying fees and the aggravation of it all. So what Gala did is they flipped the entire bill, which I'm sure was in the tens of millions of dollars, because the congestion due to the Pepe the Frog token was really congesting the network and making it a lot more difficult and jacking up the prices. So that's what happens when that's when they say, oh, you should try to do it in the morning because it's almost like a highway. Normally highways are not that busy, like late at night. 3 o'clock in the morning, who's driving around? Drunk people, right? Whatever. So normally like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. For me, it was always 8 a.m. Whenever I had to do anything, especially on a decentralized environment on a DEX, 8 a.m. was like the perfect time. I had my MetaMask, I'd go on, and I'd bang, my transaction would go through, and I'd be like, okay, great. Of course, I would sit there and watch the gas fees go up, down, until it hit that point, and I'm like, bang, there it is. So, anyway, Gala flipped the bill for that out of their own pocket. That wasn't brought up. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on this, but I just want to make sure that, we are educating people, because if someone comes up to you guys and they're like, whoa, Gala, what's this? I heard they're a scam. You've got some ammunition. You've got something that you can put out and say, hey, look, Gala notified weeks before. This had been planned months in advance. The exchanges knew about it, blah, blah, blah. So now you have a little bit of ammo for, if people are coming out with that kind of argument. But a lot of times, we all know this, if someone has a feeling about something, the likelihood of you changing their minds is going to be slim to none, right? But you can try. Yes. All right, so hang on for a second. I want to click in here. Yeah, Bitbender's on Twitter every 5 seconds trying to help people, and people had the nerve to call them. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you're on Discord, you have access to the devs, for God's sake, Eric is there. Eric Strohmeyer, the founder of Gala. He's there. So there is so much information. You just gotta do it. You just got to do it. And I think also that another area that I think too is it only takes seconds to make a transfer. It's not like with a bank you have to transfer money. It may take 2 to 3 business days, and then you got this fees and all this other crap. All you need is the address of where you want to send it. If you have a hardware wallet or if you have a software wallet or whatever, all you gotta do is take that address, scan the QR code, whatever it is, or copy it, paste it onto wherever you're gonna do, and send. You may have to do some 2-factor authentication with an extra 30 seconds for security, and then you're done. Simple. So we had weeks of notifications, weeks of notice, for basically an action that takes about 60 seconds to do. That's all I got to say about that. So what's going on over here on this side of me, guys? Hope I didn't scare everybody off. Oh, nice. Wow. Hey, we got 23 people in here. I want to hear some people showing up. Say hi. Let us know where you are from. But again, I mean no ill will to anybody, guys. I really don't. I just the facts, ma'am. All right, so, okay, great question. I'm going to put this. So they won't let you talk about price on Discord. Is this fishy? You know what? I think their main focus. Now, again, hey, William, I don't think, and that's before we do this. Everyone say hello to William. I think that it's just their policy. So, here, and I'm gonna come back to this, all right? So Jordan, I'm gonna come back to this. So basically, when I owned my martial arts schools, and someone called me for lessons, or they wanted to know anything about it, and they would ask me price, this is the first thing they would ask me. I would shift away from that question, and I would move on to benefits. If they came back and asked me again, I would try to do a little bit of a redirection. Now, I'm going to tell you why I used to do that. Now, the third time they would ask me, then I would say it, of course. But the reason why is if we get so caught up on price of this, price of that, price of this, actually, there's a few reasons, I think anyway. Then what happens is we forget about the benefits of it, what it is. Okay, I think that when we lose sight of what Gala is about and we focus so much on price, it shifts our energy. So I think they want to avoid that kind of shift in headspace. And I think that, all right, now here, I'm just going to say it. I think also it puts the pressure on because they don't want to be lumped in, because if we start talking about ROI, we start talking about price, then it becomes like, right, we start getting into the securities discussion. Okay, we start talking about that because remember the Howey test and what is a security. So the more we talk about like what's going to be my return on investment, now you are creating documented proof, because there's a centralized identifiable group, and that's part of the Howey test, is if you can know who one person or them or whatever is, basically you're expecting a return on your investment from this particular company if they have an identifiable leader, if you will. So I think they want to try to avoid that as much as they can. So I think that's also part of it, is to kind of stay away from that whole securities discussion. And that's just my opinion. So it doesn't stop me from going out and doing what I think Gala's going to be worth in the next bull run. But I respect that, and I'm not really going to go into doing that. And also, if they were to come out, if Bitbender came out or Eric came out and said, if they came out and started saying, well, you can expect 10% return on your investment in 2 years. Holy, right? They just opened themselves to something big. So I get it. I respect that by them not wanting to have that on Discord. So I don't think I agree with Nick. I don't think it's fishy at all. William's coming at me. All right, William, what do I think it's going to be next in the bull run? What do you think it's going to be worth? Let me ask you this. William, what do you think Gala will be worth in the next bull run? And I will tell you mine. If you came on earlier, you would have known because I said it. And make sure I am going to do it. Please, let's let people know we're on. So whenever you hit that like button or the thumbs up button, it creates more of that algorithm and lets people know. $3. I like you, man. Who else? Someone else said $3 further up. Who was it? Who said $3? William is saying $3. Now imagine that. So, and so I basically, hey, Invest Crypto, nice to see you. Oh, Mike, that's right. Okay. Yep. Mike said it. I think, William, my opinion, again, I go conservative. In my non-financial advisor opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, by the way, so don't come at me and go, yo, you gave me financial advice. Hell no, I did not. I gave you kind of what I'm thinking, just what on my research, but I think conservatively, $1.50 in the next bull run. If it goes, now that's what I say, I call a potential, not a prediction. If it goes higher than that, great. If not, I'm thinking between $1, $1.50. If it go, all-time high is what, 84 cents. My view, we'll blow that away fairly easily. Yeah, so everyone's kind of jumping on $3. I hope so. Guys, I hope you're right. $3. I'll see you guys in Cancun, right? Or Greece or wherever we want to meet. Okay. All right. Hey, Andrew. I'm glad you're here. Let's put this question up. Andrew's asking, why Gala keep dropping quite heavily now? All right. So give it some time. You also have to look what's going on in the markets too. What else is going on? Remember, there's more to life than just Gala. There's a lot of things happening right now. And we're still in flux. I don't expect the prices to start stabilizing probably for another couple of weeks. That's just my gut telling me that. I want to say hi here. I jump in here. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing, man? Or ma'am? I'm not sure, but I'm glad you're here. It's tough with some of the names, so if I screw up the gender, guys, don't smack me too hard. I'm old and brittle these days. But make sure you subscribe to my channel. See how I did that? That was smooth, right? No, not really. Let's see, what was I saying? All right. Mike, you're like banging right now. All right, I'm going to put you back in here. So Mike says he hasn't seen the bottom yet. He doesn't think so. I think we're close, to be honest with you. I think that, how low did it get when Coinbase came out and said that they were going to delist Gala? It got down to what, like 280 something? If we would have seen, thanks, Jordan. All right, you know what? Awesome. Thanks, Jordan, for subscribing and being part of our family. And again, I don't look at you guys as subscribers, man. I look at you guys as family members. That's how I roll. It's just that Hawaiian, even though I grew up in the Northeast, I lived in Hawaii for 20 years, so everyone's Ohana. You guys are family, so there we go. Okay. Oh, doubling down. All right, bottom is in. Okay. Oh, well, let me ask you guys this. How low, if let's say we don't have anything else happen, how low, what do you think the bottom could be? How low do you think it could be? What's the lowest it could go? Going that if everything is fine, nothing else happens, there's no negative, knock on wood, no negative news catalysts, any of that other stuff, how low do you guys think Gala could go? I'm really curious. Because right now, what I say it was when I first jumped down, let me look again, it was like 294. You guys put in, while I look, you guys put in, tell me how low you think it's going to go. Don't worry, I'm not going to hold you to it. Wow. 027. Is that, oh, okay. All right. Let me look. Let me see where we are now. And this is like, and I'll give you kind of my take on it. So we are right now hovering at 295. So Jeremy's saying about 2 cents 70, right? 2 cents 7. Okay. I kind of think that's a pretty good low if we get that low. Mike is saying, all right, Mike is actually putting it out there at BTC to 9K. Wow, I don't know if I would go that far, my friend. Let's see. Where are we right now? Let me take this off. I'm doing this while we're here. I'm curious to see what BTC is actually going for. Let me look here real quick. Right now we're at $26,756 right now. I mean, I don't know how that would ever get to 9K, but right now we're about 27,000. $268. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna probably. Well, if anyone else wants to weigh in on what the low point is. Again, I'm thinking now that once everyone gets, I think we're going to be in a couple of weeks of flux. I think that 268, 270, that seems to be where everyone's looking at right now. I'm going to just give you mine. I'm thinking probably in the 2.8s, the 275s to 285 range. I think, unless something crazy happens. I actually thought it was, if Coinbase would have came out, and if Binance would have came out and said that they were not going to support Gala's upgrade, you would have seen probably 195 or at 2. I think that would have really took the bottom out. Yeah, 9K. Mike's like, I don't. You know what that would do for all the other altcoins? We'd get wrecked. 9K would really just be whoo-wee. So let's get Ethereum to 9K. How about that? Instead of dropping BTC to 9K, let's get Ethereum to 9K. That'll be good. I'll take that. You hear everyone saying that there's a couple people out there saying that BTC can get $1 million, can hit $1 million. Man, I don't know how that would work, but you never know. Well, yeah, okay. So I agree with you, Jeremy. I do. Coinbase is just tied up with this SEC right now. They're eventually, I think they will too. But then again, they are willing to fight it out. They're willing to go to court with the SEC and duke it out. So I don't know. There really wasn't a reason. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. That something had to do with SEC. I think eventually that they will relist Gala, which I'm sure we'll see a pump. If that happens, you're going to see, I think we'll see probably maybe a 10% increase. Maybe. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. But it's interesting that, I'm curious to find out, did Coinbase still receive those tokens? Those allotment of tokens? Probably not. And I'm thinking out loud here, guys. I'm thinking probably that because they were delisted, they were no longer available, I think. Again, I may be wrong. I'm just kind of spitballing. That Gala, there was no place to set. Gala, when they took their snapshot, saw that Coinbase had zero, had nothing. So they weren't going to put it into that sort of dead wallet, if you will. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, Mike's digging out. What you making, Mike? I know he's probably gone by now. Dude, you can always just put us on speaker and we'll... Oh, man. I made dinner right before I came on, you guys. Okay. I'm going to put this up here also. Dying Breed, hey, thank you, man, for being here. I really appreciate you coming on. I don't know how they could have made a ton of money off dead wallets. And again, just kind of give me your rationale on that. And again, I'm not busting chops. I'm curious. In here, everyone is welcome. If you have opposing views, that's okay too, man. Yeah. Yeah, you know who's going to be in that movie, right? I think you're going to have Danny Trejo in there too. Danny Trejo's a shit, by the way. I love Danny Trejo, man. If you've seen him he's been in so many movies. Okay. All right. Ron, I hear you, brother. Okay. So now they burned. So this is just my hypothesis. Everything comes down from basically CoinMarketCap. In 2021, they actually falsely reported that Shiba Inu had created like 21 more billion, or it was like the supply went out of control and it was an error on their part. What happened was when the investors saw that new updated information from CoinMarketCap, it went out everywhere. And all of a sudden people just got freaked out because it raises supply, the price is going to go down, and they were like, oh, what's going on? And it just... And that was basically the decline of Shiba Inu. So, I had made some money on that, of course, but I saw that happening. So a lot of information like these exchanges and things get their info from CoinMarketCap. So I think that it just hasn't sunk in yet. The data, the information hasn't been updated. I mean, we're seeing that with Ledger Wallet. Ledger Wallet hasn't even updated it yet. So, the information for the contracts and everything else. So, I think we'll see that happening, but I can't tell you when. Jeremy knows who it is. Yeah, that'll be good. And let me tell you, that'll be a huge. Are they starting nodes yet? Are they selling nodes? I really don't pay that much attention, to be honest with you, on with the as maybe as much as I should, because I'm so focused on the whole. I concentrate on the whole thing. Even though at Gala Games, I think about the entire thing. But how are they doing for nodes? Are they selling nodes for Gala Film? Yes. Yeah, Ron, you're right. Etherscan, I believe. So I think because we're still in process, I mean, I haven't checked, and I'm going to do, I'll go on later this evening, and I'm going to look and see if all the wallets have gotten their token allotment. All right, invest. I'm going to put this on here so everyone can see. All right, Gala will surely pump if they release new addictive games, an innovative console game. Well, that'd be interesting. Well, that would definitely have more adoption, wouldn't it? We would definitely see that happen. Look, anything that Gala does now, like look what happened the beginning of the year. The markets were down, and Gala came out and they did like 2 or 3 like big announcements, and they just went pew. And January into February was really good for Gala. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna call you Owl. So, a lot of, I think, and if you go on Discord, which is another area, so let's talk about Discord. Everyone on here who's watching should have a Discord, or excuse me, should have a Gala account. If you have a Gala account and you haven't checked it for a while, I did remember on my live stream, I did this last week. If you go look in your inventory, you should have 3 free NFTs in your inventory. So if you were to like zip over right now and you're like, but don't, come stay here, but zip over on open another window or whatever, go and log into your Gala account, you should see 3 NFTs for free. Now, I'm not the biggest NFT guy, but I'm telling you what, that's just badass. Which was another movie that Danny Trejo was in, badass. But anyway, so I really and what Web3 gaming does that? Gives away free NFTs. Yes. Yep, they do. I actually I revert back to this because it saves on hassle. I have a playlist of galas where I actually went through pretty much their entire summary or their vision for 2023. So you can go back and check that out. I need to update some things in there as well. But you guys can go look and you can see what what they're doing for this year. So that to me is when we talked about research last week, because I did a live stream on Thursday regarding crypto research and maybe some things to help what to look for and all that kind of stuff. So that's also a good thing too. You know what? I don't think that's in their plan. I just don't know. Not yet. I think, yeah, maybe in the next 5 years. Yeah, yep, possible. I don't know if that's in their plans right now to do that, but I think that would be a minimum. I think that would probably be $10, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. Oh, Nick got 6. You lucky dog. Yeah, Jeremy. So, and here's what and I've been saying this for like a year and a half. Look, I think people we spend so much more time on our phones than we do sitting in front of a console, that mobile gaming is an area that wasn't being tapped. When that was one of the announcements, when Gala came out and said, hey, we've acquired Ember Games and we are going to put that under the Gala umbrella and we're going to make that work and be part of our ecosystem, that was a big pump. That really helped. 2 cents 50, maybe that low. I can't see it going any lower than that, but unless something catastrophic right now, but let's not go there. But I think mobile games, and as they develop, like, I'm picky about my games. I'm really not a big gamer. I'm really not. It's nice that, like, if there was, I'm very goal oriented. Like, for me, the games I love to play are like the Uncharted games. I love those kinds of games, or Call of Duty, or Modern Warfare, or those things. Those kinds of games, those are my games. I love those things. I love playing those. So, I think a lot of these Web3 games suck. Their graphics are not very good. Their gameplay is clunky. And I'm not talking about Gala. I'm just saying in general. I've just really not been impressed with what I've seen. And people are not going to, and this is the thing that Gala's focus on, is gameplay first. That's why they don't want to really go into the whole ROI stuff, is they want to focus on games. And I appreciate that. Because when we're playing games, we're there to have fun. We want to enjoy, we want to be immersed in the situation. And I think that what would be cool is if they were able to do it, connect if you have like virtual, like VR or AR, like virtual reality and augmented reality, and where you actually have like the headset and you put on. I think that would be cool. I mean, that's a higher tech, but I think right now with mobile gaming, I think that's a smart play. I think, especially for, remember, the games are already established, so why not? How else are we doing, guys? And yeah, that's right. Man, it's so good. All right, so we haven't done this in a while. So who else is here? If you are here, let us know you're here. And I love the interaction tonight, guys. Thank you so much. We're really starting to get a good community going, and I love the dialogue that we're having. And I think that this is going to be. This week was kind of a challenge. The past couple of weeks were challenging. I think we can just go up. I'm the eternal optimist. I think we're just going to do nothing but go up. So, let's recap what we've covered so far. So we've gone through briefly the V2 upgrade with all the contracts, and a lot of it I think is just having the wallets and everything get updated by whatever by Ledger, or just updating the token. Those kinds of things I think will solve a lot of issues. Let's see here. Yeah. Yes. All right. Man, you guys are just see. Man, you guys tear it up, man. I love it. Yeah, they're more focused on following through on roadmap and not concerned with ROI. I'm right there with you. ROI will come with games and adoption. That'll happen. So it's almost like everyone's so focused on how much is Gala going to be, what's going to be if I do this. Like, remember, in this kind of environment, this is not necessarily a get-rich-quick scheme. I was out last night with my wife, and we met a couple, and the gentleman asked me, he was an older gentleman, probably in his 60s, early 60s, asked me what I did. I said, I'm a blockchain crypto consultant, and I'm a content creator. And he looked at me like, oh, blockchain. Like, he almost rolled his eyes. And I'm thinking to myself, I really didn't want to get into that discussion there, but I would have loved to say, well, what is it about? A lot of people, I think, especially when they don't know, think that it's not real. It's not backed by anything. It's not. Let's be honest. Our own fiat dollar, what's it backed by? It used to be backed by gold. But now we're so like hyperinflation. We just print money. Print. It's like paper. With what kind of value? So with crypto, I think it's a lot of people not being educated or not being open-minded to new things. Electricity for the first time, or cars. A lot of, right back when people rode horses, and then the car was created, and it was like, oh, I want my horse. There's resistance to change, and resistance to growth and development and innovation. And this is where crypto and blockchain technology is bringing us. It's bringing us to a place where the wealth is distributed to all instead of just the select few. It's allowing those in third world countries, 1.7 billion people, by the way, who are unbanked, to be part of the global economy. That's what crypto blockchain can do. And furthermore, it's more secure. You start getting into smart contracts. It just takes out the middleman, the centralization. Yeah, Jeremy. So Jeremy's saying like blockchain is basically the future for some time now. I agree with you. It's just there's people out there who are resistant to it. And I think especially when we get into governments, world powers who are doing everything they can to restrict crypto from you and I, because it disrupts their power structure. We're seeing it here in the United States with all the regulations and the SEC coming out and, just basically, compliance to enforcement sort of a thing. There's no rules. There's no framework. There's no way. How are we supposed to? It's like playing a game and you don't know what the rules are. So this is where we're seeing a lot of, like Coinbase opened up another branch in Europe. These crypto companies that are here in the United States, we're not going to be here long. Innovation is going to go offshore. It's not going to be here anymore because it's a toxic environment right now. Until we get reasonable regulations, that it's not like the Salem witch trials, you're going to see innovation leave the United States, and we're seeing a little bit of pushback from what the SEC is doing by Congress. But I don't know. We'll see what that does. Who knows? It may not be anything, but at least it puts it out there for people to be aware of. Right. Again, I want to also be sure to let everyone know that, yes, I've been talking a lot about Gala, but there's more to crypto and blockchain than just one particular game or one particular project. There's so many out there that are crazy, that are ridiculous. So does anyone, before I go into the next thing, does anyone have any questions or concerns or anything to help you with? Or do you just want to say hi? Again, please feel free to hit that like button too. Let everyone know that we're here. And we will be here tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, I will not. Just because my band, we're having a listening party. Our EP is coming out on Friday. And so that's going to be really exciting. But I'm going to be here tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, guys, at 7:30. So if you're here now, say hi. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Please become part of the Crypto Dojo Ohana, right, family, because that's what you are. You're not subscribers. You are family members. I want you guys to look at it that way. That whenever someone comes and says they subscribe to our channel, thank you. You just became part of the family. And you can never have enough family, right? So Unless you have that one uncle who, when he gets drunk, he's crazy. But anyway. So now what I want to do is I want to shift a little bit, and I want to talk about where I think Gala could be. And this kind of gets into, like, now we're thinking maybe 2 to 5 years down the road. And a couple of you guys had just sort of alluded to it. So I think that once more of these, now Gala's a gaming platform, so they develop their own games, but they also bring other games in from other developers, right? So it's not just all in-house games; it's games that are coming in. It's like a platform. It's a launch pad for other games to come in and be exposed under the Gala umbrella, right? So again, Ember Games, they were a mobile. Sorry, guys, I got to stretch my neck a little bit. 40 years of martial arts training, my neck's gotten jacked up, so I apologize for that. I'm not having any kind of seizure or anything, but I think so. I think at some point they'll get a metaverse. And we haven't been hearing a whole lot of that lately. You know, like a year ago, it was like metaverse. Everything was metaverse. Now I don't hear that so much. But I think so. I think at some point that would be kind of cool, have a truly like immersive experience. And I think that AI will be, you're going to see AI permeating a lot more stuff. Did you guys realize that ChatGPT just came out with a with an app for your phone? I actually have it. If you have like an Android or actually no, I'm sorry, I think it's only for Apple iPhones. You can go on the App Store and you can type in ChatGPT, and you can get the app. So you have access to ChatGPT right from your phone now. Let's see here. Investors asking. Let's see here. Oh, is that still happening? Didn't they have a store in like New York or something like that? I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd have to look back up on that. Did they release the phone already? How would that work? That would be interesting. I'm not sure how that would work. Yeah, I think they will. And I think the markets, everyone will. See, remember, everything goes off of the blue chip cryptos, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Bitcoin's the granddaddy of them all. So if Bitcoin goes down, everyone else goes down. If they come up, by nature, everyone else it's gonna follow along with what Bitcoin is doing. So when we see Bitcoin start to go, you'll see these other altcoins start going up too. I want to just put this, leave on in here. Yes. Yep. We talked about that earlier, Levon. That's right. They have a lot. When they reached their all-time high, they didn't have Gala Film, Gala Music. It was Gala Games. So it goes to show, and when we hit that next bull run, especially, all you need is one hit. That's the beauty with what Gala Games is doing, is they have so many games in the pipeline. They have films. They have all this music. It's creating mass exposure. And so it really only needs to hit, like one game really needs to hit, and have all eyes fixed on Rivendell, come back on here to Gala, and then who knows where I could lead. Hey, Andy. Let's say hi to Andy from the Philippines. Nice. It's what, about 8 a.m. your time, right? Something like that? Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. see here. They should go down. Not sure what you mean by that, Mad. But I'm happy everyone is joining us. Let me know where you're from. Where's everybody from? And make sure to be part of our Crypto Dojo family by subscribing to our channel. There are tons of videos. There's a lot of things that I want to do as well with our community. And as we grow, you guys, and this is where I go into it, you guys are the reason that I'm here. Everything I do is about, having a servant's heart. So, my profession for the majority of my adult life was teaching martial arts to kids, to adults, whatever. It was about giving. And so I want to give as much as I possibly can. So if you, subscribe to the channel, become a family member, you like a video, you make a comment, I always try to make sure that I'm giving everyone enough that you're giving value, because you're showing me value by either asking a question, or you're concerned about something, or you are entrusting me with giving you information by subscribing to the channel. So I want to do whatever I can to give you as much value as possible. And I want to tell you guys all that I am grateful for each and every one of you. We're not done yet, but this is the time when I like to just show my gratitude and my appreciation for you all. There may be times when if I come out, if I don't have the information, or maybe I have the wrong information, I give you something in error, feel free to let me know about it, or I will figure it out myself. But I'm here to do whatever I can, and also be a student. Like I've learned some things from you guys. So I appreciate you all for just being a part of our family. And, we're going to tear this up. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is exciting times, guys. Wait till when we hit the next bull cycle, and I'm curious to find out, when do you guys feel we're going to be hitting the next bull run? What year? Is it going to be sometime this year, next year, 10 years from now? What do you think? Just put it in the comments section. When do you think we're going to hit the next bull run? Wow. From Morocco. Welcome. Thank you, Matt. Oh, Matt, not Matt. I'm sorry. What time is it there? Thank you for joining us from Morocco. That's great. I have to take my wife there. Ooh, okay. All right. James has come out and did it first. 2000. Whoop. All right, so Jeremy, I clicked. Jeremy was on it fast. She goes, Q2 of 2024. Oh, she's getting specific. He's getting specific. Oh, man. Wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. Earn a subscription? Dude, you earned an applause. Booyah. Welcome to the family, man. What time is it in Morocco right now, Med? Is it morning, evening? Okay, so now it's... All right. I'm loving this. He's coming out. First quarter 2025. What else we got over here? I'm putting Med on the spot now. He's part of the family. 2000 before the BTC halving. Ooh. Why before? Why not after? Oh, man. All right, Michael's jumping in now. December 2023. Okay. Hey, it matches. It'll be 2021, 2022. Yeah. So what, it'll be like 2 years. Something like that. Wow. Because that's when it started. That's November, December of 2021 is when we really started clicking into this bear cycle. Holy crap. So Jeremy is telling me that it is 1:24 a.m. in Morocco. Why are you not in bed? I'm not complaining because you're here with us. But, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here then, and being at 1:24 in the morning. Thank you so much. But you know what, though? We want to make sure, if you're late, we want to make sure you don't fall asleep. So, there you go. Don't fall asleep yet. All right, what's Jordan coming up with? Oh boy. You know what, Jordan? I gotta be honest with you. I really don't. I kind of stay away from those. Be honest with you. I'm very reluctant to get involved in pre-sales and stuff like that. I've considered it, but I just kind of like, for me anyway, and I don't know much about that program really. And I don't know anything about that program at all, so I really don't feel confident in speaking about it. Again, when you're getting into pre-sales and you're getting into, this is where I talk about like rug pulls can happen. So I like and this could very well be an amazing project. I don't know anything about it, so I'm very careful not to say anything about it, because I don't want to say anything and then, it ends up being something totally different, and then, it doesn't look well. So I don't know enough about it. That's where you got to go in and do your research, my friend, and check it out, and go through, make sure you're looking at everything and really doing an amazing amount of research to see if it's something that you're interested in. Let's see, what's Med? Yeah, that's not happening for a while, Med. Interest rates are not going to go down anytime soon. Yeah, I know, the Fed. I don't know. I don't foresee that happening for quite a while. I don't know. And every time they do, every time they come up and they raise it 25 basis points, it gets us again. Investors do not like uncertainty, okay? And they don't like war, and that was a big catalyst for the bear market too, when Russia went into the Ukraine and all that stuff happened. So I don't know. But it's just yeah. So that's kind of, Med, that's my view too. That's just my thoughts on that. It really is, because you don't really know that much about the program unless it's attached specifically to an established, respected crypto project. If it's just coming out on its own, doing a pre-sale or any of that stuff, I stay away from that stuff like the plague, because you are talking high risk, high volatility. Do you have the possibility to make a lot of money? Of course you do, but then you can lose it all. You could be making tens of thousands of dollars. You go to bed, you wake up early in the morning to check your phone and see where you're at, and you're at zero. That's why I stay away from those. That's just my own opinion. I'm a lot more conservative when it comes to that sort of thing. Think we're going to see bull market and the Fed start to decrease? Maybe. It depends. There could be some things happening. I actually think one thing that we haven't talked about is Ripple and XRP, right? If they win, this is my thoughts. If XRP wins their lawsuit against the SEC, I think that could usher in the next bull run. I'm not saying it's full on for sure, but I think if they win, or even if they settle, if there's some sort of an agreement, I think that's just a positive catalyst. Obviously, if the SEC comes out and they win their case, then I think that'll continue the bear market. But if Ripple can come out and win, I think that'll usher in the next bull cycle. Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan, are you new to our channel, my friend? Why can't you see the chart in Gala anymore? Where are you looking? Are you looking on CoinMarketCap? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. Yeah. Do your own research and yeah, wait for correction if you want to get into new projects. Any new project that I even comes across my radar, I want them to be around for a while. I mean, they may not be new, but they're maybe new to me. So that's how I distinguish what a new project is. It may not be they're 3 days old. I am never going to invest in a project that's like 3 days old, 4 days old. I can't ever see myself doing that. Oh, Coinbase wallet. Do you have Huh. So you hid. Okay. So you're able to hide. And this is. Are you? And I'm just saying this out, Jonathan. I mean, no disrespect, but you're sure you have the new Gala contract? You want to make sure that you have the new Gala contract. I really think a lot of these issues will get worked out probably by this week, where you're going to wake up one day and all of a sudden, hey, I'm seeing the charts, I'm seeing the price, I'm seeing this happen. Okay, so Med, you're right. They don't support, the exchange doesn't support. You can still, the wallet is an entirely autonomous entity. So it's kind of connected to Coinbase, but not really. You hold the keys for that, so it's like having a trust wallet or any other kind of decentralized wallet. So Coinbase Exchange does not, but the wallet does. So I'm thinking the contract may not be quite correct if he's not seeing the price of whatever Gala he has. So that's just going to take some. Okay. I mean, that could also be that, that could also go back to Jonathan. That could also go back to the updates from CoinMarketCap. But I can't tell you 100% why that's happening, to be honest with you. I would, you know what? Maybe reach out to, who could you reach out to? Just be careful you're not getting scammed. Like, maybe reach out to Coinbase support, or, well, they're not supporting it anymore. That's interesting. I think probably that you may have to do some digging to see what's going on, but just verify verify your contract address. Maybe go back on Etherscan and recheck it. Take the address that you have of your new Gala and go back and just verify it on Etherscan, just to make sure that you got it. It's sort of like ruling things out. Yeah, Jonathan, I hope it helped. There's a lot of confusion right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if that has to do with the lack of being updates, because I know Ledger hasn't updated their stuff yet. So it may take a little bit of time for everyone to get online. But thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your question, too. Let's see, what do we got else going on over here? Yeah, and that's the thing too. I've had people reach out and say, "Oh, they have P Gala and with the BEP20 token." That's not supported. That's not really the Gala token is an ERC20 token. if anyone has like P Gala, that's like a third party project. You can reach out to Gala. You can reach out to, who was it? Was it P Network? P Network, I think, is, if anyone has P Gala and they want to see if they can get it converted or if they will honor it, try contacting P Network and see if that helps. Unfortunately, I don't have the information in front of me for them. Yes, it would. It'd be, if XRP wins, it'll be great, to be honest with you, because it really pushes, it'll let everyone know, hey, the SEC is not all powerful. It's not like the Great Oz. So there's a lot of positives that come with that. So we'll just have to see and take that as it goes. Right. Yeah. So yeah, P Gala, and that has nothing to do with Gala, and there was a whole kind of mess with that, or I guess earlier in the year, or the end of last year. So yeah, good luck with that. And again, I those of you who are watching now, I appreciate you being here. Let me know you're here. If you like any of the content, you like what's going on, what you're hearing, please, subscribe to the channel, be part of our family, right? And make sure you're hitting that like button. It helps the algorithm, lets people know we're here. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on, but man, I'm having fun. Is there anything that I'm missing? Oh yes. See, you guys almost let me forget. There is one project that I'm looking in. I actually have a small bag. It's called HBAR. It's Hedera. I know. Okay, I know. Are you kidding me? The governance is like 39. Like there's 39. Like it's Google and LG and blah blah blah. I think the technology that Hedera is doing, and I'm going to have a video about it this week. I don't really want to delve into that too much right now, but when you have my main talking point is about staking. Like Binance has a staking where you can stake a bunch of different cryptos, like Polygon, and you can stake, I think, VET, and all these different. Yeah. So HBAR is awesome because, my attachment. I'll be honest with you guys. Like I love crypto and I'm passionate about it, but I'm also passionate about taking care of my family and having a better life for myself. And also, hopefully, giving you guys information where you're able to do that too. So I'm not 100% attached to anything except bettering the life for my family. Now, it's better, like if there's projects that I really believe in, like a Cardano, like I've been holding them since the summer of 2021. But HBAR and maybe some other ones, well, that's another one. I don't have any of that, Quaint, but I'm looking into that. But I stake HBAR on a hash pack, and you get rewards if you stake every day. It's like 6.25 APY. So it's not like some where you have to wait 5 days or 7 days to start, to go through your epochs or whatever. You're getting rewarded every day. So HBAR is something that I'm not telling you to buy it. It may be something that you want. It's called a gossip protocol, I believe. It really gets into some technical stuff, but maybe something for you to look at. The price is really good right now. You can buy it pretty much on any exchange. I talk a lot of stuff about Coinbase, but I have a Coinbase account. And I think it's fine to have like Binance or Coin. You got to buy it somewhere. Until DEXs make it a little bit easier and their UI is a little bit easier for people. I think it's tricky in the beginning. If you're a beginner or you're just getting into crypto, you have a MetaMask wallet, then you have to connect a Uniswap through that. It could be a bit confusing, and now you're talking about gas fees and slippage and all that kind of stuff. And so if I can, I buy my crypto on a centralized exchange, and then I will move it. or I will stake it away somewhere. But even though Coinbase Exchange does have staking, their staking rewards are not very good. So Binance seems to be, or Cardano, you have a Lace wallet or HBAR, and so there's tons of options. But staking is also a good way to earn passive income. So just thought we'll talk about that more this week. But I just want to kind of throw HBAR out there at you guys to maybe put down in your watch list to take a look at if you've never heard of it. Avalanche is another one. Yep. Avalanche is really good. Let's see here. Uphold. Uphold's I have Uphold. I use Brave browser, and you get bat rewards, and I actually, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, Mike, because so this is how my mind works. So you mentioned Uphold. I use Brave, and Brave rewards go to that Uphold browser, and I also was chosen to be a Brave ambassador. I've been trying to have a meeting with whoever I need to meet with to figure that all out for the past month. So hopefully this week we'll make it happen. So we'll see. But Brave browser is really the only browser that I use. Let's come on here and let's put this out there for everyone. Alex is a good potential regardless of the utility. Yeah. And you got to look at it. You have to really sift through. And that's why I said there's so many crypto projects out there. It's which ones are, do you want to really, invest time and spend time researching? Yeah. Aptos. There's so many. And I'm into AI. Crypto as well. Fetch is one. Then you have the Graph, and then you have Rose. What else? There's 3 of them. I'm sure there's more there, but AI cryptos are something to maybe look at. That sector. So, man, we've covered a lot tonight. I want to do kind of a little quick recap. So we've covered Gala, we've covered the V2, we've covered Mayhem. Again, so make sure you guys have accounts with Gala. You can connect to their Discord channel. You can actually, if you're a Gala Gold member, you can, it's worth it even just to be in that Discord where you can hear Bitbender and you can hear Benefactor coming out and just giving you information, and you have tons of other channels that you can post. So there is so much there, and then you can even store. You can put your Gala there too. You can keep. That's a wallet, Their inventory is a wallet. Their Gala ETH inventory is basically a wallet. You set it up, you have a transaction code. It's the same thing. You have a transaction code whenever you want to send things out. You still have to pay some ETH, so you need to have a little bit of ETH lying around, but, why not? See, tokenomics are a huge thing I look at when I'm doing my fundamental analysis. When you're doing fundamental analysis, thank you, Mike, for the positive feedback, man. I appreciate that. We're gonna be here tomorrow too, Mike. 7:30, a little bit later, but tokenomics, I look at what's the circulating supply, what's the market cap. How many tokens are in circulation? That's something else to look at too. If you have, a circulating supply of like 20 billion, but the circulating supply are like is only um, um, like 50 billion or whatever it is, or 50%, 60, 40%, then the other ones are locked up. So there's a lot of things that go into when you're doing your fundamental analysis. What's the utility of the project? What's the social sentiment of the project? If it's been around a while, if you're into technical analysis, you can go back and take a look and see, how it is, what's going on. So there's a lot of things to look at when getting involved in any crypto project that we really want to make. Okay, yeah, I'm going to hit this one in a second. But yeah, there's a lot of things that we want to hit into. Now, I saw this that Jonathan posted. Singularity. That is one I've been looking at for a while. And I haven't really got on board with it yet, but I might. I still want to dig in a little bit more, but that's one that's on my watch list. You can't get that on Coinbase. I think you can get it on Binance, but I'm not sure. And what makes these live streams great, guys, is your interaction, is you communicating and you guys posting your questions and your comments. It makes these so much fun and educational at the same time. So I want to make sure. So what else did we cover? We covered why Gala is not a scam, and I gave you my reasons why as a counter argument to. But some people just like, and no matter what we say or what we do, here's the thing. It's like with crypto or blockchain. You're going to run into people, like I ran into the gentleman last night, where he wasn't really being scoffing at me, but he was like, whatever. He's like, don't get me started. And I'm like, yeah, don't get me started, because I'm sure I could, communicate some things that you're not aware of. But no sense, what there's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. If someone's not ready to hear what you have to say, no sense getting all stressed out. Excuse me, guys. Getting stressed out about that person not hearing you. Don't worry about it. Don't make yourself crazy. It's just kind of like, all right, no problem, and move on. Because there's tons of people out there who are open to crypto and blockchain technology. Yeah. Unlock time, early adopters. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I mean, no one ever went broke taking profits. It's hard to do it in a bear cycle when you're accumulating, but in the bull market, we should already have, in my view anyway, in my non-financial opinion, should have strategies for how we're dealing with the bear cycle that we're in and also the bull run. How are we going to handle that? Because in the bull cycle, we have the biggest emotional thing we have to work through is FOMO, fear of missing out. And in the bear market, the big emotional factor we have to take into account is FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So, taking those things in mind, creating your own strategy for how you're going to handle it. And if you stick to your plan, stick to your roadmap, I think it's going to, you take emotion out of the equation, and now you're focused on your plan. And whenever you're not sure, just go back and look at my plan. Right? It's like having a mission statement. I'm a nice person. I do this. I do that. I love my family. Love my kids. Blah 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 blah. I love crypto. Whatever, and just stick to your mission, your goal, and I think it's gonna take you a long way. What? Greed? Matt, are you greedy? Are you like the Warren Buffett? When people are fearful, when people are fearful, be greedy. When people are greedy, be fearful. And it's interesting. Now, I've read a lot of Warren Buffett books and that kind of stuff, but he really is not into crypto. He's so focused on the way his paradigm is that and he's been around forever. I mean, the man's a genius, and but I think you get to a point where you're so stuck in your own ways that you don't see anything else. It's like, I'm so used to traveling this way to go to the store. It's like, reminds me of that movie. Here I come, obscure. A movie called Driving Miss Daisy, where Morgan Freeman's driving the car and the woman's in the back, Jessica Tandy. It's an old movie, so if you guys are a certain age, if you're in your 30s or 20s, you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But I'm 50. I'll be 53. So, but so when he's driving, he's taking her one way. She's like, "No, I want to go this way." He's like, "Well, it's faster going this way." But no, I've always gone this way. Go back, go around, blah blah. And he's like, "We're already here." So I think sometimes we get stuck and we are not able to get out of our own way. And if that works for that person, that's fine. But it's tricky when you're talking about mass adoption, getting people to shift their lens and their paradigm to something new and innovative. Really? Is he? The last I heard, Warren Buffett was not a big fan of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. I will have to go back. Then I misspoke. I apologize for that. I'll have to go back and take a look. Okay. See? I stand corrected. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Again, guys, if you are watching right now, yeah, they're just stuck in their ways. I don't know if I'd call them liars, but they're stuck in their ways. And you know what they say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So make sure you're liking the video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Hey everyone, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Does anyone have any last questions or anything that I can go over with you before we head out? What's that saying? No, I'm not going to do it because my when you tell like dad jokes, you know, it's like, let's make like a tree and get out of here. Yeah, I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure that he's not the only one who outwardly is blasting crypto, but inside his portfolio is probably like 2% BTC or whatever it is. So, but hey everyone, thank you so much for being a part of our live stream. I hope you got some value out of this evening. And, you know, check out some of my other videos. There's resources in the description if you want to go. If you're looking for a wallet, Ledger, I have a link. You can go to Ledger and you can start looking if you want to get a cold wallet. A Gala account, if you don't have a Gala account and you want to create one, I have a link in the description of this, or like just go back to any of my other videos from yesterday. You could go there. I also have a referral code as well. So they're not paying me, of course, but it's like if you open up an account and you put that referral code in, I'm not sure what that does, but you'd get one too. But I appreciate you guys very much, and I will see you here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And who knows, maybe we'll talk about Gala, maybe we'll talk about HBAR. Who knows, maybe my HBAR video will drop tomorrow. We'll have to see. So guys, thank you so much, and remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps.